Hey guys, it is Elle with Powerhouse Couples for Life. I am so excited. It is Friday, and we are definitely enjoying that it is the weekend, of course. And I'm here in Indianapolis, Indiana. The weather is just cold now. It was nice yesterday and today, and so today it's cold, and I am definitely trying to get into the fall type of atmosphere, and definitely trying to allow my brain to digest that. But anyways, we are um, a company that is about relationship mastery, and we are about helping couples, helping singles really truly get in tune with themselves and get in tune with one another in regards to basically allowing you to get rid of some of those core beliefs that are blocking your relationship or blocking you from bringing your true self forth, and definitely allowing that life that you are expecting to have with your loved one to really come forth. We deal with communication, one of the biggest issues in relationships, and how to really understand men and women, really how to understand what those things mean when they're saying those things, and really how to be vulnerable with your mate to make those deeper connections. We take a look at your goals and your visions, and we think about the principles that you may have in place in order to reach those goals and visions that you all have as a relationship. And we tackle those head on, establishing those principles so that you are going from a house to a home. And this is even in regards to single, that you're getting prepared and being able to attract that mate that you really want, stopping the cycles of attracting those people that you really knowing that it's not going to last forever, or that those people that continue on coming into your life that have lots of similarities, that you're being able to go forth and attract that person that you're definitely wanting to have in your life, and that you can see it, they can see who you truly are, and that you guys can have maximize your life together. So I'm coming tonight definitely say, where did it all start? Where did the Powerhouse Couple for Life brand really start? And who we are, me and my husband. I love you, babe. He's definitely he's in the house, but he definitely I decided to take on this night, just to definitely share one-to-one intimately with you guys and where it all started. It definitely was a major thing. We've been together for 12 years. We dated for about 6 years before we actually got married. And then once we did get married, we, of course, our relationship, we felt was great because, he had his own, I had my own, and we were like, yeah, we can bring this together. We can really make it work. We had definitely established a business together, and so we were like, yeah, this is what we want to do. This is how it's going to work, and that it's us, and we're no longer together, no longer separately. And so that's how initially that we came together in a sense. And once we got into marriage, we was like, nobody really told us about it. Nobody really gave us a clue to what was all entailed. I mean, from the mental aspects to the physical aspects to the financial to health wise. You stand there and you make those vows in front of everybody, but it's like, what does that truly mean when you are alone privately? And that was the major thing for us. But Powerhouse Couples begin to come about after, I would say the first couple of years. Yes, it was like, okay, we're gonna have to figure something out, because we are definitely not what we expected to happen. We knew that marriage was a huge responsibility. It was something that we were committed to, something that we had vowed, and something that we were really wanting to show up. Each other wanted to show up and say, yes, we can make this a great thing. We can change things from our generations and in our family. And we totally really just didn't know how to do it. We both, came from homes that we felt like, okay, that's not really the model that we want to model. And so we decided that, yeah, we are going to make a different model. We are going to create something that nobody has ever done in our whole entire family, and that regardless of what it takes, that divorcing is not, it is not, on the table. That we are going to make sure that, yes, hi Robin. And so we're going to definitely make sure that we do what we can to do to figure this out. And totally, my husband was, to me, he was a relationship expert. I said, I'm clueless in this. What in the world was I thinking that I didn't take in consideration the things that are necessary for your relationship to really blossom and become one? And so a lot of things became ignored. My emotions, I was emotionless, and there was huge disconnect, from my husband, because he was like, man, you got to give me more of you. I need to know how, who you are. I want you to open up, and I was asking of those things, but I wasn't clearly doing it. And I thought that I was. And I was like, he's like, well, where are you? And why are we continue on? We had these cycles of, things that I was doing that were hurtful to him. And he was going, okay, now I need you to get it. And so there was this cycle, and we would continue to have these conversations, like, late night conversations about how we're going to get it resolved and like what to do going forward. And it was like I wasn't comprehending at all. And it was frustrating for him. It was, frustrating for me. And I'm going, okay, we have got to figure out, like, what is it? And he's like, I'm going to help you however I can. I love you, and this is what I'm going to do, but you have to show up. You have to do your part, or otherwise, he's like, I'm out of here. I'm not dealing with this, and I'm not living my life. And these drama cycles, and these cycles of you just not clearly wanting to, come together and become one. And it was absolutely that. It was a mindset thing for me. And that was where it truly started. Powerhouse Couples for Life has truly started, is that I had to change my mindset for the sake of my marriage, for the sake of having my family together. And I didn't realize how much that my mindset had been, I guess I could say I was in a state of singleness. And I thought, oh, okay, yeah. We focus on the independence when we're single and things like that. Oh, I'm independent. And we feel like that is great. But truly, that's not a strength. That's truly a weakness when you come into a relationship. And it's not for you to be dependent on somebody. It's truly not that. But you to respect that person as who they are, their needs, their traits, their characteristics, as well as being able to support support and respect yours. And that's where the independence comes. That's where there is a mutual deepness or connection there, because you have realized, like, yes, we've come together, but I still can support his needs. I still have my independence, and that independence in the relationship is totally different from you just being single and saying, okay, well, we'll come together, but you for yourself and me for myself. And that doesn't work. It doesn't work. But I realized that it was my mindset, and that he kept saying it. And I thought, yeah, okay, it's the outer things, it's the overwhelming things of taking care of business, me not taking care of myself in regards to, just pampering myself or just taking time for myself. And I blamed all of these other things, needless to say, but I never decided that, oh, I need to change my mindset. And it was until like these ultimatums kept coming at me. And to me, it was more or less that I became defensive of all the things that I felt like was me. I felt like it was a personal attack against me every time he would say, I need you to change this. I need you to go about it in this form or fashion. I need you to talk to me in this way. I need you to open up in this way. And it became, I'm going to protect this. This is me. You're attacking me. That's all I thought about. And I'm like, he's like, no, I'm not attacking you personally. I'm tracking your actions. And when he kept saying, I'm tracking your actions, and I still didn't get it. And wasn't until I decided to say, okay, all right, evidently it is my mindset. And he was like, hey, you got to take these prescriptions I'm giving you, or otherwise I'm cutting the rope. I'm getting the papers. And he was just continuously saying, you have to continue on. It is your worth that is affecting our relationship. And I said, no, I mean, like, what do you mean? I don't value myself. I'm not, I don't think I'm worthy, and I didn't realize it. I had been so distracted by the busyness of outside things that I did not realize how disconnected I was from myself, how disconnected I was from my relationship, to the point that my husband was going, okay, this has absolutely got to be better than what we're doing. And so when I began to think about what he was saying in regards to, yes, you have to definitely address your mindset, address the past. You definitely have to address, who you want to be. You want to make sure that you are truly showing up in your relationship. Then it takes some work. And he said, I've done this. He had to do it because he realized, like, I can't show up and be successful anywhere else unless I'm a success within myself, that my inner self is showing up, not so much as what I'm doing or what degree I have, or, it's that I am showing up and that my relationship is good, that it doesn't become toxic. And I didn't realize how toxic I was, but it was causing these other things. And he kept saying, well, it's going to cause, and because of my actions and not ever fixing my actions, he kept saying, okay, well, you're going to cause these things to happen, in which it would increase our distance. And so eventually, I'm like, okay, I have to hear him, not just be listening for that moment, but hear him fully, take in with all aspects of how he's truly feeling. If I was in that situation, he kept saying, if you're in this situation, I didn't even know that I couldn't really empathize with him. Yeah, I had sympathy, and I felt bad for myself because I felt like I was the victim, and that was my defense. Like, you have attacked me, and I am, I'm just, over it. You know what I mean? And so that was where I was at, instead of saying, my husband, he is wanting to connect with me. He is wanting me to be this great wife, and like show up. He's like, I'm doing my part. I'm putting the 110% in, but why aren't you showing up? I'm trying to help you in the areas that I see. And I was like, yeah, like I was so blind, so oblivious. And he'll tell you, like, his head, hurt for days, because he's probably thinking like, this, I know she's more intelligent than this. And I realized that there is just some inner work that she has not yet to come to, that it came to the mindset. Powerhouse Couples is about a mindset. And we have really gotten it down to a place of, yes, this is a true system that is divinely, I would say, if you put it in place, it's going to work for you. It's going to absolutely change your mind, change your life, change your way of seeing one another, change your way of communicating with one another, because you realize how much of you has really showed up, and you're like, oh my God, I didn't realize that I had been asleep and hadn't been awake. I didn't realize that my emotions were so distorted and off track. But now I realize that, yes, I can see clearly. I can see that what my mate needs. I can see when my mate is trying to put his vote in, and that I can say, oh yeah, I'll receive you, or yes, I can do that for you, or yes, I do love you, or I do care about what you're coming to me with. You can see those things. And even if negativity is a basis for you guys, or that the negativity has overtaken your relationship, that if you start to just simply focus on what your beliefs are, like it changes the whole dynamics. I mean, I'm like, that is like the initial part of it. The beliefs for me was, I'm not going to put up with any foolishness. I don't have to. I can do this by myself. Those were my core beliefs. Guess what? It got in the way of me really having a relationship with my husband and connecting with him, because that was my core beliefs. I grew up like, yeah, I don't need a man, and da da da, all of those things came a place and part in our relationship and began to eventually disconnect us, to where he kept saying that story that you're telling yourself, that you are not the wife that you have stand and committed in front of people. You are not that person, and that person is not showing up right now. Like, that person is totally somebody than who I saw when I was standing at the altar with you. And you have totally got to get rid of her. You've got to totally like remove her totally, and do not ever bring her back into this place. And so once I have arrived to this place to realize, like, yes, yes, I see what he sees. I feel what he feels. I understand where I've betrayed him, even without infidelity. And I had to realize it, like, oh, wow, now I can see you. Now I can see how you feel. Now I can see your hurt and pain, because I have awakened to the point of relationship. It matters most to me. The principles, his leadership, all of those things started to line up to say, oh, I see those in him. But because of course, the old me decided that, yes, this story that I've been telling myself all the way up until the time that I've gotten married, and even in the marriage, that no, it's not me. I know there's another way, but it didn't fit in our story. And that's the thing. Your story is totally different from what mom and dad had. Your story is totally different. Your relationship's totally different from what aunt and uncle had or how they thought about it. But it's your time to create your own story. Powerhouse couples is what we do in creating this life, these principles that say, yes, this is how our relationship is going to maximize. We're not going to continue on having these hiccups. We're going to have understanding. We're going to have connection. We're going to have intimacy. We're going to have it all in regards to, yes, this is what I've been looking for, to live. How many people are going out and having fun? When you first started dating, you like, oh, let's go try this. Let's go ride to Cincinnati. Let's go ride to Chicago. Are you still doing that? Or are you just like, let's go to work. Let's come home. Oh, he get on my nerves. Like, or, hey, he's just absolutely not interested in what I'm interested. But when have you taken interest in what they're interested? What have you put in as a vote to them to say, ooh, I heard what you said. Okay, I'm going to bring that to the table. Or I'm going to, take tonight and make tonight a night you won't remember by, yeah, I got you, come on in here. I got a bubble bath and some roses, or whatever it might be. Or just sitting and saying, hey, what's on your mind? What you want to talk about tonight? Playing a game with one another. Ha ha, let's laugh again. Let's play a game. Let's get competitive. Where does that competition lead to? Who knows? But it's important that you guys show up in your relationship. And I'm so glad that I'm able to share my story with you guys. Like, it has been total journey. And like I said, we're 12 years in the making, but it has been totally divinely planned, that absolutely that we have overcome those things that have, taken us by storm, that we withstood the storm, and that now we have those systems and principles in place that we can ride this thing out. We can do it, for 40, 50 years, and we can do it with excellence. We can do it with passion. We can do it with knowing that, hey, there is nothing that can come between us, because we've placed our bids, our votes for one another. And that we have that to remember whenever temptation comes up, whenever that the other one is in a state of not their 100% or themselves, that I'm able to be that. And I can realize that. I can understand that. And that's what Powerhouse Couples for Life is for. I ask you guys to definitely join us in our group, next level relationship and love breakthrough. Definitely, we are getting ready to do a 5-day training. It's called Unleash Your Power to Show Up in Your Relationship. It is a free training that we're doing in our group. And if you would love, go to our page, go like our page, Powerhouse Couples for Life. And all you have to do is comment next level, and we'll send out this workbook. And on Monday at 6:30, we're definitely going to unleash some power so that you can start to show up in your relationship in a totally different way. It's super exciting for us that we're able to bring forth lots of jewels and pieces that we have learned, wisdom and knowledge. And so we just thank you, everybody, for showing up. Thank you for everybody that tuned in tonight. And we love you guys. You all have a great weekend.